Hi there, Run Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you on today, the 1st of February 2014. Today, the main topic, of course, is still Tropical Storm Kajiki or Basyang, continuing the roll off here towards the west. Good news, it is weakening, but it still is bringing quite a punch there to parts of Palawan, and then some of that convection is even rolling farther off there towards the north in Manila. You could see a rain shower or two today. Well, let's first take a look at some video from the overnight hours here out of Cebu City, where you did see some fairly gusty winds. Power outages reported sporadically throughout the overnight hours. Also some light damage to a few billboards here. This photo was shared to us on Facebook, just showing one of these that blew down. Also, there was a significant damage to some roofing that was reported here, and not to mention, one of the stories we followed through the overnight hours was 200 Girl Scouts were stranded on a mountainside outside of Cebu City, and just kind of blows my mind that somebody took 200 Girl Scouts out on a mountain ahead of a tropical storm. Sure, there's a whole story behind that, but right now we're going to continue to cover this system as it is rolling off here towards the west. Good news, rapidly improving conditions behind it. Drier inflow is just wrapping right into this, and we pull back and look at the water vapor imagery. You can see that occurring. Also, vertical wind shear continues to knock it about, and that's really significantly good news because eastern portions of Visayas, northern Mindanao, I know that there was evacuations put in place here. I'm sure a lot of people are eager to get back to their homes. Much of Mindanao actually missed out on the worst of the storm, though. It was mostly central and southern Visayas that got the biggest punch out of this. That's all seeing some improving conditions, though. Where the hot spots are for today is going to be much of Palawan, western Visayas, southern Luzon. Like I said, Manila could see a passing shower or two as that storm system continues to race off there towards the west. But the center of circulation at this point is not very important, I think, because if you looked at that satellite imagery, the bulk of the convection is northwest of that center, and also it's racing at about 35 kilometers per hour. The whole system is just skewed off towards the north and towards the east due to that vertical wind shear I mentioned coming in from the east. And you can see it here from this analysis from Sims, and actually just pull up the shear and you can see where the winds are coming in from the southeast, rolling around there towards the north, upwards about 20 to 30 knots in some areas down here towards the south, and that's also allowing a lot of that convection to be pushed off towards the northwest. You can pull up the satellite imagery for the same time. You can see what's happening right here. These southeasterly winds kind of kicking it up, and a lot of that convection is getting skewed off towards the northeast and towards the west. So that's what we're talking about when I'm talking about what that vertical wind shear. And I've actually mentioned it time and time again. Tropical systems are like chimneys. They want to have a vertical structure. If you kind of cap off a chimney, the exhaust in the upper levels won't be there, and it's just going to kind of filter out wherever it wants to, and it's not going to be a very pretty sight, and that's what's kind of happening with this as that shear does come in. Right now, it's going to be continuing to move west across the Sulu Sea. Let's scroll ahead 3 hours using this great tool, nullschool.net, moving over northern Palawan by this afternoon, and you still could see some gusty winds off here towards the north, but for the most part, most of these winds actually are in around 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Much weaker than what we saw, and even Manila, this is just showing up to about 20 to 30, so it's going to be a little breezy today, but I think the bigger threat will be those isolated rain showers that you may see. So in short, though, we're going to continue to see that weak remnant low off here towards the west. Isolated to moderate showers could linger in central and northern portions of Visayas going into Saturday evening and then into Sunday. Much of Luzon, similar conditions as well, and Palawan, of course, but rapidly clearing skies, definitely moving behind it. The storm's not over with yet, but it's going downhill vice uphill at this point. You can see here with the GFS outlook, this actually continues to move west, and look at the date on the bottom left. Saturday, Sunday, it's just about gone. Weak remnant low maybe out there, but for the most part, clearing skies, definitely a very welcomed sight for a lot of you. Another system actually moving across north, off there towards the north across Japan. That's going to be a topic next week. To compare this up with the NavGem for the same time period, and just take a look at this by Sunday. There's not much there at all, and things just absolutely quiet. And there's something on the radar off here towards the east, but let's not really pay too much attention to that until we get a little bit more model support or some genesis starts to form. And yeah, that's not much. Sunny skies next week. enjoy the weather. Stay safe out there, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always post them down there in the comment box below. Please do go check out the website as well. We have just a skew of new features that we have added. This is the tracks from JMA, JTWC, Bagasa. You can just change between them. Look at the wind speeds, how high the winds have gotten over the past, and then the forecast. Not to mention, Social Media Hub has been added, numerous other products. We just appreciate that if you go there, check it out. Also, you can donate, but that's always helpful. Thanks for watching.